Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to the channel, thanks for watching and welcome. And without further ado, we'll get into this story. Irvin and Anna Lupo got married in the year of 1999. They had 5 children together, an 8-year-old daughter, 2 sets of twins that consisted of a set of 5-year-old girls and a set of 2-year-old boys. The family resided in Wilmington, Los Angeles, California. Irvin was born in Georgia and later relocated and finished high school in Northern California. Irvin at one time also served in the Marines, and he later attended college where he was able to pay for his own education. His wife, Anna, was a native of Guatemala and had a dual citizenship with the U.S. and Guatemala. Neighbors described the couple as quiet but friendly, loving parents that was very devoted to their kids and the kids' education. Irvin's sister said that they were an amazing, tight-knit family, and she said her brother Irvin was a compassionate, loving father who was loving and very protective over his family, and denies that her brother had any mental problems. Co-workers stated Irvin was a happy person and a good person. Co-workers also said Anna was described as being a sweet lady, always smiling and always talking about her kids. She was a very, very sweet lady. So on January the 27th, 2009, at approximately 8:30 a.m., LAPD and fire department responded to the 1000 block of McFarland Ave after receiving a call of a man with altered status. And it's technically not altered status, y'all. It's the S word, but YouTube is not going to let me say that word. Irvin and his brother-in-law had simultaneously called 911. When Irvin called, he told dispatchers that his whole family was deceased, and then he later, after getting off with the call, deceased himself. The reason why the brother-in-law called 911 is because Irvin had called him and was telling him things like, can you come and put the house keys in the vehicle so the police won't break down the door when they come here? And he was saying, can you put certain items in storage and can you take care of certain items for us? So this made Irvin's brother-in-law, which was Anna's brother, be like, wait a minute, where are my sister and where are the kids? And that's when Irvin told him that they were deceased and that he was about to off himself. So that's what prompted the brother-in-law to call the police. Like I said earlier, Irvin also called the police. When he called the police, Irvin, that is, he initially told him that he found his whole family deceased. And then he later retracted the story and said that it was what his wife wanted. So they agreed to do it, and that now he was going to off himself. Then he hung up the phone. Now that is what prompted fire department and police to head en route to the home. However, by the time they got there, they would find the whole family deceased. They would also realize that even before Irvin called his brother-in-law or the authorities, he had already faxed a copy of his note to the news station as well. Irvin and his wife Anna were X-ray technicians, and Anna was a medical technician. They both were employed at one time by Kaiser Permanente Medical Center in Los Angeles. Okay, and I do even think that at one time his wife Anna had drove the transportation buses for Kaiser as well. So Irvin had been at the medical center for about 10 years. It did not really say how long Anna had been there. They were both let go by Kaiser 2 weeks before this incident happened. Come to find out, they were behind on mortgages and they owed the IRS. They were already behind on mortgages and they owed the IRS over $15,000. Irvin and Anna, like we said, worked at the hospital. Irvin was the x-ray technician and Anna was the medical technician. And if you remember at the beginning of the story, they had school-age kids and they had kids that weren't in school yet. So apparently what I figured out when I was looking, that they were trying to receive some kind of child care from this child care agency. And when they was trying to do the child care application, I guess you had to meet like a certain income limit or whatever. Well, when they were filling out their income, Anna and Irvin told the child care agency or child care development place that one of them made $7 an hour and one of them made $10 an hour, which is in fact Irvin and Anna both made $40+ an hour. 2009. $40 an hour is a lot of money. So basically they were committing fraud to try to get like a government assistance. The agency turns around and sends a letter to Kaiser asking them to validate Irvin and Anna's income. Kaiser started an investigation. They started investigating Ernest and Anna for fraud. And they said that they falsified their income. So because they did that, Kaiser decided to let both of them go and release them of their duties because they said that looked bad on their organization. So apparently at this time when they was getting ready to let them go, Irvin and Anna shows up from work. And Irvin says that one of his supervisors told him, I don't even know why y'all even bothered to come to work. Y'all should just off yourselves. And Irvin went and reported this, and he thought everything was okay. But then they turned around, and that's when they fired him and Anna. So essentially, Irvin and Anna thought they was did wrong by the hospital. So then Irvin and Anna decides one of them or both of them are going to try to apply for unemployment resources. But then when they did it, Kaiser denied, allegedly, the claim, and so they couldn't get unemployment. So basically they're in this house and they got their kids and they have no income. And Kaiser, they just feel like they're being done wrong. The world is closing in on them and they don't know what else to do. So the family members had knew about them getting not laid off, but fired. And apparently they had said that the family said they was going to move to Kansas or either Kentucky where they had family at and the family could help them. Irvin, had wrote a check to the IRS to try to pay some of their debt off for $15,000, and then the check bounced. So I guess it just felt like the whole world was like on their shoulders. And Irvin had withdrew their kids, the school-age kids, out of school 3 weeks before the incident, this whole devastating incident. And a neighbor later testified that the weekend before this incident, she seen Anna and Irvin standing outside, and Anna was crying hysterically. She was crying so hard till she looked physically sick. In Irvin's letter and confession, he said the whole idea to take the whole family out, including himself, was his wife's idea, Anna. And they didn't want to leave their kids for somebody else to raise. Don't the kids deserve a future, and don't they deserve to live life like Anna and Irvin had a chance to do? When the police and the fire services get there to the home, Irvin and the three girls were found upstairs, deceased's hand with the note, and Anna and the twin 2-year-old boys were found in a nearby bedroom adjacent to them. Irvin and the boys were to be buried in California per his sister, while Anna and all the girls would be returned to Guatemala, where they would be buried. And I don't even understand that either. Why would you split like them up? Some things you will never understand or know. But I'm gonna let this be the end of the video because it is so much to this story. Whenever I do a story, I always drop my references down in the description box. I suggest y'all go down to the description box and go to the links and read up on this story. By doing that, you would actually get to see the S note that Irvin had left, because it is way more detailed than this. And I'd also suggest you continue to read up on this story, y'all, because it is so much. It is so much. To me, it seemed like basically they were living above their means, and they had got into so much debt. And when it's basically like they were living from paycheck to paycheck, and then when they was let go, they didn't see their way out of the situation. But that still was no reason for them or him to do what they did. But to me, it almost seemed like, too, it was a pride thing, because they didn't just want to take that L and deal with it and just say, look, we messed up, we're gonna start back over. What y'all think about this, especially the people who will go on to read up on this story and read Irvin note? Do y'all think that Anna told Irvin to do this to her and the kids and himself, or do y'all think Irvin is just using that as an excuse? Because at the end of the day, if that's the case, why didn't Anna write or leave a note herself? Everything can darn near be fixed. It's always solutions. It's financial counselors. You got family members. You got shelters. It's more resources out here than ever that you can turn to in family and friends, rather than taking this way out. If you are somebody is thinking like you rather be gone than deal with this world, please, 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 there are numbers that you can call for help 24 hours a day. One prevention number in particular is 1-800-273-TALK. That's 1-800-273-8255 or TALK. Thank you all for coming back to the channel. Thank you for your love and support. Please be respectful down in the comments so I won't have to delete the comments, because I'm trying to create a positive space here. With the world being so negative right now, I'm bound and determined I want to create this channel as a positive space. And so no attacking anyone in the comments, no attacking me, else the comments will be deleted. That is doing that. Y'all take care, be safe, and don't forget to check on your loved ones. And while you're at it, don't forget to tell your family you love them. Meet me in the comments, y'all. Take care.